Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm the Silver King Smith, and I'm down here in my workshop, which is why it's all concrete and there's junk everywhere. But I realized that I haven't done a armory video in a while. So I was going to go ahead and do an updated version of that. Starting left to right, this is a failed one of these, honestly. It was just supposed to be a little gauntlet for my left arm. It didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, so it's just kind of been hanging around until I can do something with it. Now this was in a previous video. It's my hand and fingers. They're completely bendable. They actually go with this, which is my left arm gauntlet. Mixes a couple different techniques. I've got some knitted brace in here that fits to my arm, and then the cardboard over it, overlapping scale pattern. I think it works pretty well. That goes around my hand, which matches with the band on that, so it all fits together pretty well. And then this is my right arm one. I'm eventually going to tape up that to match this. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So this is the right-handed hand part of the gauntlet, the matching set. Remember, it only has 3 fingers because I can't move the pinky on my right hand, and that's my dog. These match together. These will go together and be painted and taped and all of that. This is just junk. So I'll get back at you with some weapons. Alright y'all, if you boffer fight and you have glasses like I do, you will understand the fact that they get knocked off constantly. So these are just a couple of my face masks. This one's like Samurai, Executioner, and then this one was kind of a Deathstroke look, but it didn't come out even and got squished in the move, so I'm going to have to redo that. And then I've got, sorry, I was wearing it. The King's Favor, which is just a real simple crown that I'm going to have to redo. It was incentive for winning the tournament that I'm going to host for boffer fighting for the people around my area. So I've got to make it all nice, and I'm going to do silver, and it's got the hot glue accents that I'm going to have to go back and redo. But it works pretty well. And it's something simple that it doesn't really matter if the winner loses it or not, because it's foam. These are cardboard and tape with a lot of paint on them. I don't know. I think they work pretty well. So instead of my glasses going flying off, it just kind of bounces off the nose piece and around the eyes. Now, if you're going to make one of these, make sure that you are wearing your glasses when you test fit it, so it fits around your glasses. That's why the eye holes flare out so big on these, is to fit the edges of my frames. Just a side note there, if you're not wearing glasses and you want to make one of these and wear it, completely cool. It's kind of an intimidation factor when you've got it on your head and you pull it down and it covers your face, and you've got a sword, a shield, and you go running at somebody, and they can't see your expression, all they see is your eyes. Just from experience, it freaks people out. Alright, now it's small arms, which is like daggers and such. These are that scrap project video. It's a little update on it because I wrapped it with some yarn. It holds a lot better. But I made 2 of them in case you want to, pull them out of sheaths or holsters and dual wield them. Or, one of my friends wanted one while we were fighting. So there's those. They hold up really well for being a scrap project. The gaps in it actually boost the cushion on it, which I found very surprising. I didn't think that it would actually work. It was just a project to do, but it holds up super well. I haven't had to do any kind of maintenance on it, so that's awesome. And then right here, I've got, for those of you who played Destiny may recognize this as a hunter dagger, which is kind of a cross between a karambit, a bowie knife, and a camp knife. And those of you who know knives will know what I'm talking about. I'm actually making this for a friend of mine, Mars 101. If you guys haven't checked him out, go ahead and check him out. But we're going to do a collaboration with this. I'm going to get it all detailed out because right now it's looking pretty rough. Get it detailed and taped and send it over to him and see what he does with it. Alright, I'll be back at you with it. Alright guys, so these are my medium arms, which is like short sword. It's being able to wield one-handed, even though this is a hand and a half and this one can use a hand and a half. This is the Blade of the Ancients, which was in my previous video. Had some problems with it. Had to get in there and redo the hot glue. And for extra support, I threw a ton of yarn and fishing line on it to hold it. I really expected it to fail up here, which it hasn't. It actually just came apart at the hilt and the guard because this is a piece, this is a piece, and this is a piece, and that's a piece. And they were all put together. So instead of being one cohesive piece, it was into four. So it failed. But it works now. And then this one is... I don't know what to call this. It's a dowel rod, the one with the blue at the end. I don't know what the measurements on that are. But it stands 3 feet maybe? Almost. And if I can get in on here, that's why I left the tape open. There's the dowel rod. Each of these is a 1/2 inch, so there's 1.5 inches of foam. So like, I could smack myself and it doesn't even faze me. Now, the only bad thing about this is the rounded handle. I've noticed when I'm swinging it around that it likes to turn and you can get hit with the dowel. So I'm gonna have to fix the handle to where it's not so round so it stays in your hand better for when you swing it. And even up here, like the dowel ends here, the rest of that's foam, which goes back to the rules on stabbing weapons. Alright, I'll get back to you on some new weapons that I made using sort of a chain method.